Well, hello, guys. It's Danny Deals here. Thank you for tuning in to Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more. Wanted to update you guys on the SoFi technology stock, ticker symbol SOFI. One of the key things to look for is continuation here. We see extremely bullish price action. Um, Guys, one of the things I would really, really like you to do is take a look at the options chain and notice a dramatic change um, from what we've seen in weeks past to what we're seeing the last week and this week. Guys, what we used to see was the options would come kind of at the money, kind of basically the same price as where the stock was trading, and then 50 cents above, and we'd see, 6,000 shares at the money, and then we'd see, excuse me, not 6,000 shares, 6,000 calls, weekly calls at the money. And then we would see, 8,000, 10,000, 12,000 calls at that next leg up, 50 cents above that next option. And those would always get killed almost every Friday. And I don't know why there's absolutely no one on this stream. I think there's perhaps something wrong with it. But anyway, nobody's here. It's Monday. But anyway, guys, the calls have completely changed in character. Today, the $7 calls, which are sort of the lower end that they'd normally be, there's the normal, 11,000, and that interest is up. But then at $7.50, you have 43,000 calls, and then at $8 you have 28,000 calls, 23,000 open interest. So that heavy volume of weekly $8 calls, there's a lot of things that are telling me the market makers are flipping and going long, and they want to do that before SoFi turns a net profit, because I think then it's going to be game over. Um, 2, 3 more quarters of execution, student loans back, the economy stabilizing, a continued strong jobs market will probably mean a very, very mild recession, or even that soft landing is possible. I know that's not a soft landing for the people at the lower end of the economy, but certainly, for SoFi, everything is looking really, really good right now. They've set themselves, they used a lot of discipline during the sort of crazy free money COVID days when, all the SPACs were running up, when people were making a ton of money on stocks like Tesla. And, basically the party is over, but SoFi never got stupid during that entire time. SoFi really never got stupid. Um, so SoFi is not having the bad loans come. SoFi is not having depositors flee because they're in a weak financial position. In fact, SoFi could actually make a lot more loans than they currently have on their books. They could go quite a bit deeper, but SoFi has been very, very conservative. Let's take a look at where we are today as far as the price action. The stock came out of the box, opened at $7.12, so gapped up about 9 cents. And then she just ran like right out of the gate. Huge buying pressure up to almost $7.60. And then basically, this is kind of that old pattern we see with SoFi, but it wasn't as dramatic as it was Friday. So they started to sell off, but then buyers immediately jumped back in at 740. The stock just sold off. Guys, honestly, we came all the way back down to $7.10. I think this is mostly swing turders, people that just saw the writing on the wall when this is down in the fours. They looked at the stock, realized there's always support and buyers coming in down the fours. They saw the ER, they saw the continued execution, probably expected this to run back up to 625, and much to their happiness and surprise, ran over $7. I think today was just too much for them because the stock, started to sell off there a bit. Volume is heavy again. We've traded almost 48 million shares 3 hours into the trading day. Remember, average volume is around 40 million shares. So we've seen a lot of volume in the last week, and that can be indicative of shorts flipping, getting off the stock, and then market makers coming back into the stock, and just a lot of retail buying pressure, of course, which is always present on the SoFi stock. Let's take a look at the chart here, folks. Still don't think there's anyone in the live stream. I can't see any comments, but I don't really know how to use my live stream very well. I'm just Numbo. Hey, glad to see you live. Thanks for checking in, Numbo. I was wondering if this thing was actually working. So you know, Number one is here, so we are broadcasting at least to somebody. Hey guys, thanks for checking in, Numbo. Glad to have you. So guys, let's take a look at the chart here today. We're seeing this chart doesn't look quite as algo based and timed and controlled, because with this much volume, the algo just can't control the stock. It's not possible. And guys, as far as the short interest, shorts are actually covering today, if you're wondering. A little bit. I mean, the borrowed change is 1.6 million, so they've returned almost 2 million shares, borrowed only a couple 100,000, so 1.6 million borrowed change. But guys, just remember that the shares on loan are still at 236 million, still 6 days to cover. Cost to borrow still spiked up to 14%. Utilization is still at 100%. So I think there's a much larger short on this stock than the narrative would indicate. You know, the media wants you to think, hey, people are just dumping the stock, all this stuff. But when this stock goes down, guys, it's not retail. Retail really doesn't get cold feet with SoFi. It's been shorted, and it's been shorted heavily, and every day you see rallies killed and the stock go down. You can like clockwork look over at that live short interest, and heavy buffering. Is it just on my end? Yeah, guys, I don't know. My internet has been screwed up today. I don't know exactly why. Sorry about that, guys. Um, just wanted to bring you an update on the live short interest. 1.6 million shares covered. The stock is still above the 200-day moving average, and it just is really flirting with that 50-day moving average, and keeps pushing above and finding support on that 50-day moving average, which is extremely bullish. If you look at this is the last thing I'm going to show you guys. If you look at this trend line I drew starting on May 15, we have just busted out above that, busted out above the upper bounds of both wedges, the 50-day and the 200-day moving average, and things are looking extremely, extremely bullish on this setup, guys. I've got to go put in some trades, do some actual work, return some emails, and fun stuff like that. But I'm going to try and get my internet fixed. I don't exactly know how to live stream, guys. I'm very new to how all this stuff works. But yeah, sorry about that buffering. I'm working on all these technical issues, guys. I have my staff, I have my crack staff, all my IT guys. This is my primary team. I have SoFi Bull and little Diamond Hands guy here from the old 3D printer, and these guys are the brain trust guys. We have a combined IQ over 100 on our best day, and we're on the hunt for breakfast tacos, but as soon as we can get something in our stomach, we are going to get that live stream fixed up for you. Just had to exit out of the video. It's working now. Yeah, guys, these live streams, and particularly my internet, can be a little bit funky. I'm down here in an old office park on an old creaky pier that is about to fall into the ocean. Should have been demolished some time ago, but thank goodness it wasn't, because I was able to acquire this beautiful, beautiful office space. Guys, if anybody's here, if anybody's watching, can you let me know if it is still buffering for you, or if I should exit out and try to restart the live stream? In any case, guys, just wanted to go over some of the news today. Let's check for any updates as far as the analyst ratings. Over on one of my favorite sites, Tip Ranks, I like to know what all these jabronis are up to, and it really helps to just see these ratings. Not that analyst ratings are the be all end all of anything, but they can be helpful just to indicate which way the wind is blowing, which way market makers are trying to push the stock. And yeah, the last thing was the reiteration from the Chia Pet at the $3 sell from Wedbush, and he actually made some like another 1 penny. He also, not only does he puts out like three notes after the earnings, one downgrade to five, another downgrade to 250, and then the invitation upgrade to $3, where it's just basically a third opportunity to bash the stock. And then he put out a fourth opportunity to bash the stock with a ratings estimate downgrade that did not come with a price or sort of a reiteration of his downgrade, but it was just an update for the earnings per share revision, which he downgraded, I think, for next year. And he still shows, SoFi making a profit. Even the bears. Quota Woe team. Hey, how's it going? Not buffering. Okay, looks like the live stream might be working. There is only 6 people watching. Any thoughts on RAIN or EFTR? Honestly, don't really know what those are, to tell you the truth. But I would certainly be happy to look into it. Um, Let me write that down on my notes, and I will check those out. EFTR. Always happy to look into a new stock, or not sure if that's an ETF, or what's going on, guys. There's so many stocks I'm literally following. I think 220 some stocks right now, and that's on like a daily basis, believe it or not. It is possible. I wake up about 4 in the morning and I start looking for news. I have alerts. I have probably paid subscriptions to 6 or 7 different services, 3 or 4 of which you guys don't even know about and can't get, because you guys are turds, and you're not going to get into those clubs. There's just some clubs that you wouldn't want to join if you were a member. And Danny Deals pays for all this stuff, and I will, whenever you guys, whenever I talk about a stock, you guys ask me to analyze a stock, I run it through, 3 or 4 websites that are, pretty expensive subscription services, just to try to screen them, get an idea if there's anything there. And then if the screenings show me some life, show me that the stock could move, show me that it's undervalued, show me that it has merit, show me that it's not a scam, shows me that the people involved have a good track record, that's sort of my opening deal. So that just takes me 15 or 20 minutes, and then if I think there is potential, I will dive in, and I spend minimum of several days, many, many hours reading and researching in depth before I would, advise anyone to buy anything. But of course, guys, this is not financial advice. Don't be silly. Buy SoFi. It's not financial advice. Buy SoFi. It is undervalued. It's a great stock, a great company with great management. I would buy hand over fist were I you. But of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not licensed. I'm not FINRA, SIPC, Series 7, Series 6. I don't have any of those. I do have some of my shots. I have STD free, and I believe that certifies me to tell you this is not financial advice. Buy SoFi. Not financial advice by SoFi. No, guys, just joshing with you. I obviously can't tell you what to do. I'm heavily invested in SoFi. I am now well in the green on my position. My average cost is about $6.92. I have tens of thousands of shares with my name on them. I don't have any options on the stock. I had a couple of leaps, I think, out to 2024. I bought them with poor timing. I don't really do too many options. I don't trade on margin, any stuff like that. Um, do you see any chance for reversal and see the stock fall a little? Um, as far as SoFi, if that's number one, yeah, I think you're talking about SoFi. I do not see much of a reversal happening here, and I'll tell you why. Because there's just it's the fundamentals and the technicals are far too bullish, guys. I like to scribble all over the chart, and bottom line is this, guys. We need to bust down eight, and we're definitely going to challenge eight here. There's just absolutely no question. There's 236 million shares that need to cover, and the short thesis, such that it ever was, has completely fallen apart, guys. I mean, I don't see where SoFi's revenues, margins are going to feel much pressure. If interest rates are going to stay high for a couple of years, they might start to come down a bit after a year, but we could even see another rate hike here. We just don't know. But either way, guys, as a bank, SoFi does very, very well with these high interest rates. Just look at their net interest income. So, my thing is, I thought we were going to follow a trend line that came a little more slowly, but then of course the big news here was that the federal student or the debt limit deal was going to include a clause that there wouldn't be any more student loan deferments. So I don't think shorts were expecting that. I don't think bears were expecting that. So basically, as soon as the Supreme Court makes a decision, which is supposed to come at the latest by the end of this month, we're going to have absolute certainty surrounding all of these issues around student loans. And people are like, well, SoFi is not primarily a student loan company anymore. But that could be a significant source of revenue. And I know Q4, those student loan coming back are baked into the numbers. But again, I think SoFi is so conservative. So, Numbo, if you look at the 50-day and the 200-day moving average, and then if you note these two lines here, which are two wedges basically, that I've drawn, like this wedge is very, very accurate. And basically, something before here, something before this area right here, where all of these wedges and support lines kind of form this nexus, you knew something was going to happen. At least I knew. I knew this was going to break up, challenge $8. And guys, I think we're going to go right through $8. If you look at this stock, like the setup on it is pretty crazy. It's been 15 months now trading between about 450 and 8. And guys, I mean, I've seen a lot of charts in my day, but for a stock to triple top at 25, get traded all the way down, you know, below 8 to 6, and then get pushed down to $4.50 by shorts, and then that entire trading in this channel between 8 and 450 for 15 months, and then contemporaneously the entire short thesis falls apart, and the only person out there pushing this crap is the chia pet from Wedbush, David Chiavarini. Every other bear even had a price target on the stock like 650, and then touchdown Danny Dolev, I think, is the only analyst with any balls and any realistic take on the SoFi stock who actually gets out in the media and talks about it, and talks about how, there's a false media narrative created around the SoFi stock, and that basically that the Wedbush call was a bunch of crap, and it was an intentional bunch of crap, and it was either extremely lazy and poorly sourced, or it was intentionally done. Wedbush is a big company that's been around a long time. It's actually quite respected in many circles, but I've lost, complete respect for them just on this SoFi downgrade because it's not that you're not in, like I said a bunch of times, you're entitled to your own opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. And David Chiavarini basically made up a bunch of stuff to crash the SoFi stock and put like four bad notes behind it. And you tell me, guys, I mean, do you believe for 1 second that short attack and that whole dip in the stock from 650 down to like $4.50 was not orchestrated and completely pre-planned? Do you think that earnings report was so bad and contained these bombshells that would crash the stock 30% in a couple of days? I mean, come on, guys. That was a pretty solid earnings report. Um, Everything looked pretty good. Guys, just want to give you one final look at the live short interest before I jump into some actual work. So shorts are, they shorted a few more shares here, 200,000, but returned 1.9 million. So the net borrowed change 1.68 million. But just remember, guys, there's still 236 million shares on loan, 30% of the float, and they're still shorting 14% of the free float. And I've just noticed that free float number seems to be getting a little bit smaller actually for once. I've done some calculations on the short and tried to look at the dark pool as much as I could, but I think the free float is actually getting a little bit smaller. I need to look at the filings, but I'll go back and do that as soon as possible, guys. Have to get a little actual work done, but appreciate you guys tuning in to my live stream here this morning, the SoFi stock, just to get you one last check on today's price action. Yeah, still up 20 cents or almost 3% today. And we're talking 50 million shares traded, guys. Shorts have only covered 1.6 million shares. So with the stock up 20 cents and 50 million shares traded, there are buyers coming into the stock, guys. It's just there have been all last week. This is not, again, the charts and the media would like to say, oh, watch out for SoFi. This is just people trading it. I noticed there was an article in Benzinga, the five the five fintech stocks you should short and stay away from for the summer, and they had SoFi on there just based on RSI, guys. I mean, just based on RSI basically alone. Yeah, the RSI is, if you say go out 1 month, the RSI is 80. 5 days, the RSI is 55. Yeah, because the stock's basically flattened out. I mean, if you look at it, we hit 679 way back on May 31st, way back. So it's a couple days, but basically the stock is traded sideways. I mean, there's some upward buying pressure you could see from the moving averages there, and just the stock, of course, retested on 6.1, retested 670. You can see it retests here, here, and here, and then strong buying pressure resumes, strong buying pressure coming back. And then this level of $7.25, where we're currently trading around, that was resistance on June 1st. And then it appears that has flipped to support today if you go ahead and take a look at the chart. So chart trades all the way back down to $7.10. But if you look right here at this level, this is the $7.25, $7.23 level, whatever it is. But support here, big sell off, and then all the way immediately back up above that 725 level. And you can see the algo trading right there in this little barcode at $7.25. Lock it in is trading in, I believe, a half-cent range right here, and the stock came down a little bit and then just popped back up to $7.25. So $7.25, that area 723, appears to be a very critical short-term pivot point. You can see the moving averages dancing around as the price action whips around here, guys. But I think we're gonna stay above those moving averages. I think 725 flips from short-term resistance to short-term support, and up we go, up, up, up through $8, guys. It's gonna happen. People are like, oh, that's too rich a valuation for a company that's not making money yet. But guys, remember, the foundation that is being laid here is not to make profit in the short term. It's to grow the business. It's to lay a foundation so that this company is a dominant financial player in 5 to 10 years. And I know people are like, well, any stock you could just hold 10 years and say it's going to go up because you're a big wiener. And that's just an excuse why the stock's gone down. Absolutely not, guys. That is a foolish mindset because short term price action and stocks can be manipulated, but over the long term, the fundamentals and the free cash flows win out. And that's why you're going to win with SoFi. Remember, their wheel strategy to bring buyers in with the high interest rates on the savings accounts or any of their other services, basically bring a member in with one service and then get them on that wheel and sell them many products to lower the cost of customer acquisition and all that type of thing, increase the margins. Guys, that is just barely starting to work. Barely starting to work. We're not there yet. We're getting there, but we're not there yet, guys. This thing has not paid off yet. We're still early. And I know when stocks offered at $10 and it shoots to 25 3 times, everybody thinks the stock's going to go to the moon. People are talking about it being a $50 stock. Guys, remember your multiples. You have to be a little bit realistic. So our market cap is now in the sixes. We're going to do a little over 2 billion in sales this year. Say we grow at 25% next year, which I think is very reasonable. Noto's talking about next year taking member ads from 400,000 to 800,000. And Noto has a history of doing what he says he's going to do. Eric Landis, excellent content. Thank you. Always entertaining. SoFi Long shareholder. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. There are only 8 of you brave souls watching this live stream at this time. And again, just want to thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. And if you have any questions about SoFi, feel free to hit me up over on StockTwits and Oh, and also if you can not only hit me on StockTwits, hit me in the comments, hit me in my channel comments. RSI was my nickname in high school, JKL 146. I'm not going to ask why that was your nickname. It's probably, something, to in the locker room, maybe some locker room talk, as us gentlemen are prone to at times. But anyway, guys, really want to thank you for tuning in. I'm going to run, get some work done. I will pick up this live stream when there is some news, give you an update a little bit later on this afternoon. Thank you guys so much. Happy investing, guys. Good days for the SoFi investor. We're up 20 cents or 21 cents or 3%. Right now, the time is 9:48 a.m. out here on the Pacific Coast. Fonz G, my main man. My name was Peanut. LOL. Oh, I had so many names, guys. I'm a big guy. I got more nicknames than a little bit. I'm not gonna have time to run through them all. That would be an entire another boring half-hour video of all my all my names. But guys, we'll talk at you later. SoFi doing very well today. Looks like pushing up bullish. I think we just have to get past this 725, and if we can get through this 725. $8 is the next stop, and we're going to break that down. I think could be this week, guys. We'll have to see. Guys, it's the SoFi stock. Ticker symbol is SOFI. My name is Danny Deals. On behalf of Hurricane Lopez and Stock Karen, thank you for tuning in to this wonderful live stream. It is Un Poco Mas, the show and live stream where we aim to give you just a little bit more, and we are actively crushing your head between our fingers. Thanks, guys. We will be back in touch very soon. Let's go, SoFi. Let's go. I'm not a cheerleader. This isn't financial advice. But buy SoFi and go, go, go. And what about our color shout and all that good stuff? Talk to you later, guys. Have a great one. I always forget that it requires you to press the button twice. So I do my little outro and then I look like an even bigger fool than I used to. But I don't care because I'm old and I don't give a crap what you guys think and what anybody thinks for that matter. Would I have this phony tail if I did? No, guys. I'm clearly extremely, extremely secure and not needy and gimme and gimme and gimme and you know, require constant validation from you strangers out there in YouTube land. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. I'll talk at you a little later with another update. Peace.